And we're back. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So yes, you thought I was dead, you thought I'd gone, even I thought I'd given up. But no, you can't keep a good man down, and films won't stop coming out, so apparently I should keep doing these. So thank you for coming back, and welcome, traveller. Let's go on to the film. I am so sick of Marvel clickbaiting me. Oh, it's going to be this. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, we've actually just added in a sentence that isn't even in the film. And that's where I feel comes Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Because ironically, it is quantum. It's both a success and a failure. The issue that Marvel have now is they don't make films anymore. Do you remember when they made Thor or Captain America or Iron Man? They were singular films that sat inside their own selves, even Thor Ragnarok. But since Phase 4, every film has to fit in the pantheon of other films. It's because they've started doing TV series. Marvel no longer make movies, they make episodic TV shows, feature length, that they release in the cinema. And that is what Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, I'm not going to keep calling it that, is. It's a film that fits inside its franchise. Not a freestanding one of its own, but part of a series. And while I'm fine with that most of the time, a film has to be a film. It has to stand on its own merits. Unless you're Infinity War, which you've built for 10 years, you can't do that, Ant-Man. Scott Lang, you're not that strong. Sorry, son. And everything that you think is going to be in the film is teased and doesn't happen. Now, I know that's a spoiler, but too bad. You don't deserve to have to watch it. And what hurts me is that this is a film that shows true imagination. The creatures and monsters, the things in the background that you see are so awesome. And in the end, it just fails into the same tropes that Marvel always does. And I get it, we're trying to introduce the big bad. We're trying to introduce the new Thanos via this film. But we've already seen him if we've seen Loki. You don't need to introduce him twice. And if you're gonna introduce him, he needs to be the biggest, the baddest, the meanest, the nastiest. Not a negotiator. Not whatever Kang the Conqueror is in this one. I was sorely disappointed by Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Apparently I'm going to keep calling it that. Because I thought it had so much more inside it and it never delivered. And that seems to be the song that we are starting to sing about Marvel, unfortunately. Is that coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh, so close but never quite. And the problem I have is that was the song that we were singing about DC not so long ago. And we got stung so hard by Doctor Strange in the Multiverse. We should have learned. We should have learned, but we didn't. Because we're obsessed with finding out how this TV show ends. But it already ended when Thanos lost. That's how the franchise ended, with Thanos losing. And then we had the success of Spider-Man No Way Home, where it tied up a new interest for us. But you can't just do that, can you, Marvel? You've got to be greedy. You've got to try and wear every hat at once, and it will come back to fail you, just like this one will. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Baby, is worth watching once, and once only, to see what happens next. And that isn't what you want. That isn't the sort of film you need. This does nothing unique, interesting, new. There's nothing that I'm like, you need to watch this film to see this. Even Mordor isn't that great. Even that's a joke and a pun in itself. They took Mordor, who should be awesome, and made him into gravel. Disappointing is the right word. Maybe I didn't make that clear in the first round. The thing about it is that Peyton Reed, the director, is a comical director. He's great at comedies, but he cannot do something this grand. We've given him all the toys to the city, and he has brought us something mildly acceptable. How is that the new Marvel film? Quite acceptable is what we're going with. That isn't a film. That isn't what you want. You want to say, this is the film everyone needs to watch. Why haven't we seen it? Get and watch it now. But it's not happening. It's just not. And we are making Marvel's decisions and their terrible choices acceptable by continually attending. We need to rise up and stop. We must stop. It is unfortunately becoming diminishing returns with Marvel films. Kang better do something incredible real quick, otherwise we aren't going to watch any more of them. Once bitten, twice shy is exactly what we should be. We should have learnt by now. We should know better. And at the heart of it is the dynamic of a father and daughter. And I like that. But I sort of saw that with Thor, Love and Thunder as well. Remember when one was love and one was thunder? Nah, me neither. This is a movie that can't decide if it's going to be a caper like the last two, which by the way were brilliant, or a grand spectacle of design like every other Marvel film. And because those two pull in conjunction with each other, you never really get either. The stakes are both too high and too low simultaneously. And there's just nothing in it. I wish there was so much more. It's like someone came and cut the balls off of Marvel. Which I know Disney did, in fairness. You know in the first Ant-Man, when it's implied at the very beginning that Hank Pym hurts his wife, because in the comics he might be a bit abusive, I thought that was bold. Like, wow, that's an interesting way. That's way behind us now. They don't even imply or mention or come close to that. And I respect that. But it's too soft in every format. Do you know what Thanos did? He turned in a chair and we were like, oh, it's him. Kang tortures people, burns their faces. He's a bad boy. And he's average. Gordon Ramsay once said, average is the most offensive word in the human language. And so, Ant-Man, I brand you average. A film that I truly believe should get lost in the quantum realm. Welcome back, guys.